What's up guys, came from the Shadow Clan 1234, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a comparison video, my top 10 Fortnite tips compared to Liam's. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 10 Fortnite tips, and I'm going to compare to Liam's. What I would like the fans to do is leave the comments in this video, like if you just put Liam if you liked his better, or put Kian if you liked his better. So yeah, let's get into the video. So my 10th Fortnite tip is just like Liam did. We're starting on the slots on Fortnite. We have the slots for play, put your guns and consumables and all that. So what I would like just saying personally, well, you guys don't have to copy me. I'm just sharing with you guys my Fortnite tips so you can get better at the game. And yeah, so starting with the first slot, the farthest to the left, I normally have my assault rifle in there. As Liam was talking about, I have a Scar Burst or normal auto rifle, just stuff like that. You can either have that in your first slot. So what I would like to is, in my second slot, I have my shotgun. In my third slot, maybe another shotgun. Because, I don't know if you guys heard of this, but there's a thing called pump tack. So what you do, well, have them in whichever order. But I personally, in my second slot I have a pump, and then in the third slot I have a tack. So what I do is shoot the tack and then switch to pump and start shooting with that. Because if you didn't know, the tack is not full on rapid fire, but do you know what I mean? It's quicker than the pump. So yeah, that's a good idea. And if you're not doing that, I'd strongly recommend just using the pump, depending which colour the attack is. If you prefer tacks, it's all totally up to you. You can put that there. So if I was only using one shotgun, in my third slot would be a sniper. And if I didn't have a sniper, it probably would be like a rocket launcher or grenades or any explosives. So in my fourth slot, I would have, if I had a sniper already, I would have my rocket launcher or explosives. And if I didn't have a rocket launcher, I would have my shield pots there if I had any. And if I just had bandages and medkits, I would have my bandages there. And then in the fifth slot, the final slot, is I would have my med kits or bandages or whichever you like. And if shields are your only healables, put them there. So on to number 9. So my tip number 9 is, to be a decent player at Fortnite, you need to know how to build. So building is basically a key thing. It's one of the main things in Fortnite. If you didn't know, the name Fort is like building basically a base, and that's obviously why they put building into the game, Fortnite. If you didn't know, that's just a little thing. And basically, if you're getting shot, I strongly recommend to obviously get your walls out, start building, and then build stairs up against your walls like that, and then obviously go onto your stairs, start shooting. And if you're a really fast builder, yeah. On to tip number 8. So on tip number 8, if you've got a semi-auto, say if it was a gold semi-auto, and a semi-auto sniper rifle, if you found one of them, and then you found a pump, I strongly recommend taking it. Pump? What am I talking about, guys? I'm so sorry. If you found a semi-auto sniper rifle, and then you find a bolt action sniper rifle, I strongly recommend taking the bolt action, because I know the semi-auto might do more, but it have more ammo, but the bolt does more damage, and to the head it's basically one shot, 200. So yeah, that's tip number 8. On to tip number 7. Yeah. Tip number 7, I want to talk about the shotguns. So obviously not the latest patch, I think the patch before that when they brought out the season 3, they basically banned double pump, didn't they? So well done Epic. I only use double pump all the time. Basically that really upset me, and well, yeah, it's just the way the game is. I guess it were really overpowered, but the way it is, it's the way it is, I suppose. But basically, I strongly recommend, like, if it's a purple tactical shotgun, like, I strongly recommend just use that over a green pump or anything. But now, if you basically, say if you shot with your pump and then switched to your AR, started shooting, when you switched back to your pump, it still have to pump. So watch out for that. If you still love the pump just like me, well, you're just going to have to get used to it, I suppose. And what I like doing is now the pump tack, obviously I mentioned earlier. And yeah, that's tip number 7, guys. On to tip number 6. So tip number 6 is I strongly recommend, this is to do with explosives. Say if you had a grenade launcher and then a gold grenade launcher and then you found a blue rocket launcher. Leave in the comments which you would pick. Personally, I would pick the rocket launcher because say if you was in a battle and you basically had to reload your shotgun, if I was in that battle, I would get my rocket launcher out and basically shoot him with that. But if it was a grenade launcher, you'd have to shoot him and it just rebound off him and probably kill you then. But, well, yeah, that's tip number 6. Tip number 5. So in tip number 5, I want to talk about the revolvers. So when you're using a revolver, if you love the revolvers, well, if you got space, I suppose, I know when the sniper shootout was out, can you remember the sniper shootout game mode? It was snipers and revolvers only. A lot of people was using double revolver. So it's kind of like double pump tactic, but with revolvers. This, with a new Desert Eagle hand cannon, if anyone wants to pronounce it like that. With that new update, a lot of people do the double hand cannon. I personally love doing it. It's not the most accurate thing in the game, but it's really fast if you've got good trigger fingers. And yeah, if you could do this with a revolver, it's really overpowered. If they have no shield, it's 2 shot to the body, 1 shot to the head if they have no shield. And yeah, that's tip number 5. On to tip number 4. On tip number 4, I want to talk about the ARs. I know you guys, a lot of people just hate the burst. I think the bursts are underrated. Like, everyone just hates them, but personally, the normal one, yeah, you should hate. Like, doesn't everyone. But the green and the blue AR, because of the normal ones underrated, like, no one likes. For some reason, no one likes the green and the blue. Personally, I just love the blue burst. The green one is okay, but the blue burst, it should get nerfed. Because literally, if they're on 200 health, well, obviously 100 health, 200 shield, you can still one-shot someone with a blue burst. Just one shot. If you shoot him, and obviously in a burst you have 3 bullets coming out of one, well, not one round, but like 1 shot. So if it all hits the head, 75, 75, 75, and obviously if you're good at maths, that equals... Okay, stop kidding. Well, basically that obviously does more than 200 damage. And yeah, personally, sometimes, maybe if I'm playing solos, I'll pick the score up over it. But normally when I'm playing like duos or something, I would have the blue burst, and then if there was a score, I'd probably let my teammate have it and keep the blue burst. Because you can do, if they have just, if they only have 100 health, and just one shot it, get all, as I said on the 75 headshot, if you just go 30, 30, 30 in the body, obviously that does 90, and you can nearly one shot someone, and, well, yeah, dead. On to tip number 4. On tip number 4, I want to talk about the pistols. So in the pistols, again, with the burst, they're very underrated. If you don't know what a trigger finger is, basically, let me just get my controller right now. The R2 button is obviously the fire button, isn't it? This is because of my rage. Listen. Yeah, let's put that down. Let's get this controller, my red one. The trigger finger is your R2 button. How fast you can do it. So if you've got a pistol, as you know, the fire rate is huge. The speed of the fire is just mad. So if you've got a pistol, they're really good. They're sweaty. If you don't know what sweaty are, they're really fast and all that, as I've just said. And yeah, that's tip number 4. And well, it's not over. The blue pistols, 25, 25, 25. Hit them 4 times, bad, dead. If they've got 100 health. That's tip number 4. Tip number 3. I'm going to talk about the traps. So, the traps, obviously, not a lot of people use them. Well, a lot of people do, a lot of people don't. They're kind of balanced. If you're in a, let's just say, for example, a base. If I personally, you haven't seen me do it a lot because I've only just started doing it, I now put spike traps in my base because off camera, you don't know how many times I've got killed by not having spike traps. People built up to my base and start shooting me in the back. You don't know how frustrating that is. So I strongly recommend using the traps in your base, so if someone walks in it, dead. On to tip number 2. Tip number 2, I want to mention about the landing places. So the landing places, as you should know, the main, a lot of people go to tilted towers. I strongly recommend, obviously, all the pros out there are amazing at the game and can handle tilted towers. Obviously, I'm not holding you back. You should go there. It's an amazing place. But the only bad thing about it is a lot of people go there. At least five or more over every game. So, what I want to know, personally, in my videos, you see me land at retail row a lot. Because retail row, yeah, in odd games, millions of people go there. But, kind of, 80% of the time, not that much people go there. There's good loot, it's a big place, and it's good for the circle, it's good positioning, and yeah, that's tip number 2. On to tip number 1. Tip number 1 is about your heals. So basically, in a double pump, everyone just used double pump non-stop. So basically, if they had everything they needed, maybe AR, obviously 2 pumps, their sniper and a rocket launcher, that would be all your slots used up. Personally, it's one of the most important things in the game. You need healables in your thing. How many times I've been in a mad fight and I've died because I haven't got any healables to obviously heal myself in mid-match. Maybe if you're just too obsessed with pump tack now or something, and you just can't leave it alone, you're gonna have to swap your sniper or your rocket launcher because you just need healables in your inventory. So that's the end of the video, guys. If you liked it, please drop a like in the below this video. If you're new around here, please subscribe, and yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Peace!